backing is an important skill that I feel every horse needs to work on, and especially in the English discipline, we really don't see a lot of backing, and in some cases you will hear trainers talk about only back them a few steps. You're only required to do 4 steps at a show, so only do 4 steps in practice. But really what we need to do is think of the rein back as a gait in itself, and in order for it to get better, you're going to have to practice that skill more and more. So I like to work on the rein back through my workout. And one of the things I do is try to incorporate the backing throughout the day. So I may have something like I'll halt at each letter in the arena, and if the horse is quiet, then I'll ask them to back for a few steps. When a few steps, I mean 8 to 10. I usually like to back them until they feel soft and balanced, and then I'll move ahead, and I'll do the same thing at the next letter. And I might do 1 lap of this around the arena, and tomorrow I'll do 1 lap the other way, because these are straight lines. And so we're not worried about really directionally. We're more concerned if you have a wall next to you that helps the horse stay more straight. So why do we want to do more backing with our horses? So the rein back helps to tuck the horse's pelvis underneath them. It strengthens the muscles around the stifle. It also helps strengthen all the muscles of the hindquarter that the horse needs to use in collection. So if we can activate the muscles of collection in something that's less strenuous for their body, like a rein back, then we can help them when they're using those muscles in more strenuous movements like collected trot or collected canter. So another little exercise that I like to do with the rein back is I might do a little bit of leg yield, and I would go like to the quarter line, and then I back, and I try not to ask for halt. I just try to ask for rein back, and then from there I ask for leg yield. And so I didn't ask for the halt. He halted because that's where his coordination and balance was at that moment. And now I'm going to ask for the rein back again. Good boy. That was a little bit more fluid. And then as I ask him to leg yield to the side, that one is a little bit more fluid. And so that's another way to help them learn about engaging the thoracic sling when they're doing their lateral work that they need to lift up through the wither. Another really good exercise that I'll do is connected to that leg yield is I do a turn on the forehand. And then from the turn on the forehand, it's a little dusty today, I'll do a rein back. And I don't know if you notice, I give my reins quite frequently in the rein back because I want the neck to drop down and soften through the back. And now I'm going to do a turn on the forehand off the other leg. And if he's not doing the rein back or the turn on the forehand, I don't use more rein, I use more leg. If he's not moving his legs, I use my legs. If my legs aren't working enough, I add the touch of the whip or a cluck of my tongue. And you can see how much he puts his pelvis down and backs in diagonal pairs. The rein back should look like they're trotting backward. So it takes a while for them to get the coordination and the balance to be able to put a little speed on the rein back and make it the speed of a walk, but in diagonal pairs going backward. So experiment around a little bit with your horse with some rein back. It really develops the booty on them, and try not to overdo it. It's not an exercise that the horse naturally does on their own. They don't tend to put themselves in the position that they have to back up. And so even though they may take 1 or 2 steps back here and there throughout the day, they wouldn't back like nearly as much as what I just did here. And so what I try to do is have one day that has about this much backing through the course of the ride, and then one day a week that has pretty heavy toward backing. Like my main focus is where can I add a rein back in my ride, and I do longer sections of it, like even the length of the long wall, and I've built up to that with this horse over a long period of time. So have fun with that and help your horse's hind end develop. Happy riding, everyone.